Shalom, shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But the name of this lesson is going to be entitled Knowledge is Power, but Why? Knowledge is power, but why? So some of us growing up heard this figure of speech that knowledge is power, right? But this can get very complex, right? The complexity of this truth, right? Sometimes it can get deep like that. That's why most of, us brothers, the way we teach, we make it very simple, right? So our people can understand, right? Most High told us to teach a particular way, not to get too complex, because it can be, right? So knowledge is the number one thing to value, not money, not a house, not your wife, all right? Not whatever you have put, above knowledge. And really, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, right? It's number one. You get what I'm saying? But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is a God of knowledge, right? But Jake valued the so-called white man monopoly money, but they don't value knowledge. And knowledge is power. That's really where the true power lies at. And the so-called white man understand that on a low level. That's why he able to rule over the world in wickedness, right? Let me start this off. It says, in any stressful situation, people with knowledge, which knowledge goes hand in hand with wisdom, right? They complement each other. It says people with knowledge have the power to deal with the situation. That knowledge is intertwined with wisdom, so they know how to make a good decision in a stressful situation, right? The second one, it said knowledge is the key, Salakia. Knowledge is the light over the darkness of the illiteracy. So most our people operating on a very undereducated level, right? And they go to show you that the school system is an absolute joke. And one of these so-called presidents quoted this. He said that the best education is the thorough understanding of the Bible, right? Because the Bible covers everything. Salakia. It says, which gives us to the right path. So Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah has set out the right path for our people, but they go in the wrong way. But they don't know because they dwelling in ignorance. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is a power of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, not ignorance. Ignorance separates you from the Lord. Check this out. It says no other power can defeat the power of knowledge in a human's hand. This is all spiritual right here. The last one, check this out for Jake, because Jake don't understand. Jake just don't get it. Jake elevator not going all the way up. It says humans can become independent with the help of knowledge, and physical strength or money is nothing in front of the power of knowledge. Did you hear this? Right? I'm gonna read that again. It says humans can become independent with the help of knowledge, and physical strength or money is nothing in the front of power of knowledge. All right, so I think I'm gonna do a lesson going into the books, right? My personal books, and so you brothers can have a foundation of what books to kind of go into, what books to deal with, right? What different Bibles I use, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be a separate lesson, right? And we are very studious through the Spirit of the Lord. You brothers should be very studious. You should be striving to be like a Bible scholar, right? But in the spiritual sense of it. This is our heritage. This is your culture. You're supposed to know more about any of this than anybody else. This is your inheritance, right? But what I want to focus on is physical strength of money is nothing compared to knowledge. That's what it's saying. And that's the truth, because knowledge is the true power, right? Let's go here. And while we put this time into study is very essential to a lot of different things. People study to go to college. People study to get degrees. People study to get different licenses, right? Right. So they have to study to have the knowledge so they can know what they're doing. The same thing with the Most High on this side. You can't do no shortcuts. You can't play no games. All right. 2 Peter 3:16. And a lot of people perceive us to be unlearned because we talk rough sometimes. Sometimes our delivery, right, and sometimes the way we talk plainly, right? We don't use all these $1 million words to explain things. We talk to our people in plain so-called English so they can get it. And that's what the Lord told us to do. Make it plain upon tables. Don't make it complicated, right? So in the world, people perceive that to be, they don't know what they're talking about. But that's the total thing from the truth, right? A lot of us brothers are very learned men. We've learned a whole host of things. The Spirit was on me to study different so-called religions. I've been there and done all this, right? 2 Peter 3:16, and starting at the elders, our elders put that work in with the Spirit on them, right? The Spirit is our guide to tell us what to do, when to do it, how to do it, if you can understand. It says, as also in all its epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood. So a lot of this stuff, as it goes deeper, right? Because a lot of times we just teach the milk, right, to our people. But it's meat along with that that's more complex, complicated, that cause Jake to bug out and not have the understanding because they unlearned, right? So some things in these scriptures could be very hard to be understood. That's why you have to be built up to deal with the heavier things. Like Paul, it says, which they that are unlearned. So most of our people are very underlearned, right? They unlearned, right? And unstable. Most of our people are very unstable mentally because Babylon has messed their mind up. They're all over the damn place. Wrestle, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. So our people don't look before they leap because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the understanding. They just run off of what they've been taught. And it's all wrong. Right? So let's go to the top. Let me go to a different read on that. It says New Living Translation. It says, let me go to the top. Let me go to this New International Version. He said he writes the same way in all his letters, speaking in them of these matters. His letters contain some things that are hard to understand, right? Which ignorant and unstable people distort. So you got a lot of these false teachers, false prophets, right? They don't know what the hell going on. They're twisting the scriptures, causing confusion and winging it, right? They making it up. And that's been taught in the Christian church primarily. But you got among the circumcised brothers that don't know what the hell they going on. They shouldn't be teaching, right? But the Most High set them up to deceive our people because this doctrine is only for the elect. So you have to understand that side part of it too. It says, which ignorant, and ignorant don't mean you necessarily stupid. Ignorant is mean you unlearned. You're just not knowledgeable about something, right? And ignorance should drive you, if you're ignorant of something, it should drive you to learn and get educated, right? It says unstable people distort, and they do the other scriptures to their own destruction. So our people, when we hear they folly, we know through the Spirit of the Lord and through our study, right? They don't know what the hell going on. They think they do. They're in a strong delusion, right? But studying, people play games. They study all these other things. People study to go be doctors. They study to go be so-called lawyers. They study to be so-called judges, but they won't study the truth. But they got an opinion, right? And we laugh at these people through the Spirit because we know when they start psycho-babbling, they don't know what the F going on. It says study. It says devote time and attention. You can't shortcut the Most High with your folly. You got to put the time and attention to detail, right, to acquire knowledge on an academic subject, especially by means of books. All right, I'm going to show you some of my books in one of my lessons, right? So if you want to hide something from a ninja, put it in a book. That's a figure of speech. And it is some truth to that. It says number 2. It says look at closely in order to observe or read. Scrutinize, examine, inspect. And that's something Jake don't do. Jake don't look up words. Jake don't precept. Jake don't know history. Jake don't know archaeology. There's a lot of stuff our people don't know. They just know that Southern Baptist Christian ignorant stuff. Right? And they think they can finesse us. They think they can finesse the Most High, all right, by over talking us or getting around what we saying. The truth is the truth. 1 + 1 = 2. We know that already. All right. When our people come to us and say 1 + 1 = 3, We know that they all effed up in the head, but they don't know we know, right? Let's go here. But you're supposed to be striving to be a scholar, right? Let me go here because I'm going to show you something. I'll go back because you just 2 Timothy 2:15. You brothers and sisters should know this, but let me just read it while I'm here. It says 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh. So you have something to prove to the Most High, right? A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So as teachers, right, the prophets, the men of the Lord, etc., it's our job to understand these precepts and the complexity of them, right? The history, all right, the archaeology, the different things that go along with this truth. It can get kind of vast, but it's for us to do all that through the Spirit to be able to teach our people in plain English, so to speak, so we can rightly divide the word of truth, give you the truth. That's what it's all about. It's a product of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, right? Right, and this is we the salesmen of this product. If you want to kind of make it spiritual, right, we have to present this product in its true fashion so it can reel in the elect of the nation Israel, right? That makes sense. I'm just trying to give you a physical thing you can understand so you can understand it spiritually. It says scholar, so you need to be striving to be a scholar, right? It says scholar at the very top, a learned person, right? Someone by long study has gained mastery, right? So that's what we're striving, right? Brothers and sisters have mastery within the scriptures, mastery within the understanding, mastery within the knowledge. It says has gained mastery in one or more disciplines, right? But yeah, that's what this all about, right? And the Spirit, had me do this lesson, right? Because a lot of our people are very unlearned and they run their mouth, right, on these comment boards of what they think they know. Or they just might be having casual conversation, psycho babbling. It says, check this out. It says, do we need biblical scholars? And this is not going through the fashion of the world. A biblical scholar is through the fashion of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. But check this out. It says, and indeed, a rounded biblical scholar should have interest in linguistics, literature, archaeology, history, theology, anthropology, and sociology, and much else. So it's a lot that goes inside of this, right? And the Spirit has been put on different men to go deeper, right? Let's go to some of these words, right? Anthropology. It says the study of human societies and cultures in their development. So we're studying these different empires, the rise and fall, the Greeks, the Persians and the Medes, right? Even our kingdom, right? Even the nation of Israel, our rise and our fall, right? And all these different, the Babylonians, right? So on and so forth. We're studying this and intertwine this into biblical prophecy, right? It says linguistics. So that's how we know these gutter rats in our land, not the real people. Linguistics is the scientific study of language and its structure, right? So you have to know Hebrew, Greek, and some Latin to understand these scriptures, to understand the precepts. But you have to look words up to understand what they mean, what's the other meanings they can mean, right? Then put it in context, right? Sociology, but you're supposed to be you need to be a biblical scholar, right? The study of the structure and functioning of human society. And this applies especially to you brothers that's teaching, right? You need to be on top of your game, right? But I'm going to call a lesson on that. Knowledge is power, right? And I just told you why. Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim, Rachak Wadash. Shalom.